Welcome, coaches. Thank you for taking the time to watch our coaches meeting. We hope this is a more efficient way to give you information on the upcoming season. First of all, we wanted to make sure that you all received an email from Ms. Daphne Pippett regarding background checks. Not only do we do background checks with Team Sideline, but this year we are trying to do a standard GEYCP background check for all of our employees, whether it's volunteer coaches, employees that we hire for different enrichment activities, and so on. That's why we've taken the extra step to have you give your information to Ms. Daphne Pippett, our HR administrative assistant, and get that on file for the rest of the year. Next, I would like to talk about communication. Communication alleviates problems. The more people know, the less they will assume. So if you have questions, please let us know. If your parents have questions, they need to get information as well. If we give communication ahead of time, hopefully that alleviates any problems that could come because people know the information that is needed for whatever the situation may be. This is same for having parents who are frustrated for whatever reason. Lack of communication with practices, when games are, cancellations, team colors, all those things. If we communicate up front, that should hopefully alleviate some issues down the road. I say that to let you know we will do most of our communicating with you. Please disseminate that information to your parents. We will definitely send blanket emails out, blanket communication to everybody, but more specific communication for teams, coaches, individual players, that's probably going to come from you. Coaches, next we will talk about how we will get communications to you. There are multiple forms. First is sending emails and text notifications through the Team Sideline webpage. In order to receive text messages from the Team Sideline webpage, all Team Sideline account holders have to opt in for it. Later on in this video, we will tell you how you can do that. Also, we will send emails through our USD 231 accounts, and we have completed a Remind group, which you should already have gotten an update for to sign in, that we will send just for coaches immediate information. Coaches, in the event of cancellations, we will let you know and parents know, but please take the time to contact your parents as well. There are multiple reasons that cancellations could arise. Weekly cancellations could come up because of impending weather. GEYCP will cancel if the district cancels other events. Sometimes the district will leave one event open, let's say a high school basketball game, just that single event, but they close down elementary schools and middle schools, whether it's practices or other things. We have to abide by that. Please understand that this is a whole, not just the parts. So there are many reasons that the district might leave a building open or cancel another building. It has to do with manpower, cleaning the building before the following day. Lots of different things go into this. So please take that into consideration. We understand it's frustrating. It's frustrating for us, but we will do what we can. Weekend cancellations. This could come because of weather. It could come because something happened as far as a water main breaks at a building, those types of things. We will let you know as soon as possible. Weekend cancellations are a little different because the grounds crew is working to prepare that building for the following day to make it safe for teachers and students, and you're talking a lot of people in our district that affects. So please just take that into consideration, that we will not cancel an event just to cancel it. There's a lot of moving pieces behind that. Coaches, next we want to talk about facilities, in particular our gyms. Our district has 11 buildings. Each building has its own schedule. GEYCP uses all 11 schools with our programming. We currently have programming 7 days a week. Each building has its own internal schedule, like musicals, meetings, bingo nights, carnivals, athletic events. Each elementary school has JCPRD after-school care until 6 o'clock. JCPRD uses the same security measures that our schools do during the school day. Each middle school has practices until about 5:30. When they have games, those games will go until approximately 7 o'clock. The high school is constantly in use. It's its own city. We currently have our youth wrestling program and are using the MAC for futsal in the high school. Please understand that with these facilities, we need to maintain them and keep them as nice as possible. Each floor that we use for basketball practice will get refinished during the winter break. After winter break, we need to make sure we do the best we can to take care of these. Please do not let your players go onto the floors in street shoes. Have them bring their basketball shoes and put them on when they get to the gym. This keeps from tracking in salt, water, outside, rocks, whatever, to the gym floor, and in essence keeps them nice. Goals. If you are a 3rd or 4th grade team, your goals will be set at 9 foot for your practice. This is a USA Junior NBA standard for that age group. This allows for players to get a better feel for the ball and not have to strain to get the ball up to a 10-foot goal. Ultimately, this helps with shooting form, better success rate, more points. The list goes on and on. If you are a 3rd, 4th grade team that practices at 6 o'clock, we hope that the goals will be set at 9 foot for your practice. However, this might not be the case. We should have came around and talked to every coach if you need or potentially may need to raise or lower goals. If you do not know how to do this, please let us know and we can give you a short tutorial on how to do that. Balls. 3rd and 4th grade will use the Nikes. They're the darker basketball and they're 27.5 youth basketballs. And the 5th and 6th grade leagues will use the 28.5 rocks. Coaches, as it pertains to your players and parents during practice, please understand that we're asking you to supervise your team. Do not show up to a practice earlier than 10 minutes before your practice starts. If this is a 6 o'clock practice, there may need to be a phone call made to the custodial staff to open the door. Remember, gyms cannot be fully unlocked until 6 o'clock or after JCPRD is done with their programming for the day. Please do not show up earlier than 10 minutes before your practice because there may be a team practicing. We would like to keep the noise down. If we have a cancellation before your practice or after your practice, we will try and let you know. Then you know that you might be able to start a little early or stay a little late. While other teams are practicing, please be mindful of how much noise you're making or what your players are doing. You would like the same consideration when you're practicing. If a team is still practicing and only using half of the court, please do not go on other half of the court and distract that team's practice time. While your team is practicing, please understand that if you have parents that are sitting in the bleachers and are loudly talking, or brothers or sisters of your players are making noise and it's distracting your practice, let those parents know. Let them know that you're trying to instruct the practice and keep attention, and they should be very receptive to that. Coaches, during Saturday games, there will be a GEYCP supervisor at all gyms. The supervisor is in charge of the game day management of the gym. If you have any concerns or questions during Saturday gameplay, please seek out your supervisors. We will not provide anything during Saturday games other than basketballs and what you need for the game. In the past, we've had parents looking for ice or towels to wet for the floor. That is not stuff we will provide. We will try to have a stocked med kit at each game. We do have a crash cart, or what we call a crash cart, for spills, issues in the restrooms, those types of things. But other things will not be provided.
The next portion is going to be our rules that I'm going to show you exactly how to get to that spot. You're first going to go to usd231.com, and once that page loads, in the top toolbar you will find GEYCP. When you click on that, it will take you to the GEYCP website. To access basketball information, you need to click on Menu, and then 2019-2020 Building Blazers Basketball League information, where you can find practice schedules, the team store, league rules, text communication, and helpful coaching links.
Now you'll click on Game Rules. Here you will find rules for the 3rd and 4th grade and the 5th and 6th grade leagues. Specifically, with the 3rd and 4th grade league and the 5th and 6th grade leagues, we will start each game with a jump ball. Please make sure your players are ready for that. The biggest questions we have are in the 3rd and 4th grade league with the guard line. The guard line is the tip of the 3-point line extended all the way to the sideline. How this rule works is you are not able to guard outside of this line until the ball breaks the line. Let's say a pass from the top of the key goes to the wing past that guard line, then it is live defense. The defense can go all the way back to the half-court line at this point. In the 5th and 6th grade division, this guard line is the half-court line. You are not able to press. You are not able to guard in the backcourt. You are only able to guard the ball at the half-court line in the 5th and 6th grade division. The hardest thing to manage with this rule is fast break situations. It is very difficult for a player not to want to grab the ball, defend the ball when it is a fast break situation. If this happens and a player does tip the ball out of bounds or does impede a dribbler's action to get to the lane or get to the goal, the officials will stop gameplay, remind everybody of the rule, and start. Players sometimes feel very bad that they did something wrong. It's nature to want to do this. Just tell them it's okay and we start over. It happens. Next, we need to talk about man-to-man versus zone. We do not allow zone defense. I will tell you that a good man-to-man defense will look like a zone. We want players to come across the midline and guard help side defense. That is great. If a person beats their defender one-on-one to the hole, absolutely we want somebody to step out and stop dribble drive penetration. But once that penetration gets stopped, then we need to relocate, find our positions, and guard. Zone happens when somebody does not move from their specific area. That is a zone, and that allows for lack of spacing for offense. It allows for a difficulty for offenses to cut and move and understand what they are doing. That is not the point of this. We want people to learn good man-to-man principles on defense, and we want offenses to learn how to move and play basketball. Double teams. Double teams are accidentally going to happen. Tell players to get back. If a coach is intentionally having their team double team, they will get a warning. If it happens again, then there'll be a technical foul. But otherwise, the official will stop the game, tell players not to double team, and will inbound the ball again and go. I understand that sometimes players have no idea who they're supposed to guard, and so the ball gets passed to a wing. A player who knows what's going on knows that that player shouldn't be left open, and they run over there, and then the player that's supposed to be guarding the player with the ball runs out there. It happens. We'll try and get people back. We know it's not intentional. Double teams can happen inside the lane. Somebody's dribbling in, we stop penetration, both of them are there. That's going to happen. That's okay. During substitutions, in the 3-4 league, we will stop the clock as close as we can to the 4 minutes and 30 seconds place to have teams wholesale substitution. We will not stop the clock if there is a transition situation, only on a natural stop. This is intended to get players in and out of the game as quickly as possible, not as a timeout. Please, coaches, help us with this. In the past, we've done this with the 5th and 6th grade level, but notice that coaches typically want to sub at a more of a free-flowing, normal game situation. We ask that you get players as much to equal playing time as possible. Next, we also ask that during free throw situations, coaches, we stop the clock, so please help us line players up as quickly as possible. The biggest need for this is in the 3rd, 4th grade league, but sometimes we need help in the 5th and 6th grade league as well. We stop the clock during this time because we know that there is a lot of clock that runs during free throw situations. Please help us get this moving as quickly as possible. This year we are going to attempt to use iPads to keep score and keep track of stats. We are working out the perfect situation to make this happen. This will allow us to record scores and get them up and posted as quickly as possible. We are still working out the kinks, and this may be ready for the start of the season, and it may not. Uniforms. Every team has a different color uniform. The only issues that may arise is with our black and our navy uniforms, but we still think with the different color lettering, this should be okay. Halftime will be 2 minutes. There is not enough time at halftime to have your players go out and shoot. Halftime is for you to talk about the first half, to get your players ready to go in the second half, for them to be able to get a quick drink, and then we are going. Halftime is only 2 minutes. Officials. We are hiring certified officials for every game. We are going to attempt to train some high school officials during this time as well. Your game will have at least one certified official during gameplay. Please understand, officials make mistakes. What officials focus on and what you are focusing on could be two different things. Your angle of a play and the attention or the angle of an official might be different. Please understand that. Officials don't make intentional calls to upset coaches or fans. If you think that officials do make calls such as this, you might ask yourself why you think that. As coaches, let's focus on gameplay. How are we going to help our players? How can we put our players in a situation to be successful? Let the officials officiate the game. Are they going to make mistakes? Yes. Are they going to make calls that we don't want them to make? Absolutely. But our job is to help our players get in positions to be successful. Focus on that. Help teach your players how to respect the officials, not throw up their hands when officials are made, not to criticize, to be good teammates, good players, and to move on to the next situation. Coaches, during game, we expect that you coach your players. We expect that you do not focus on the officiating and spend that time focusing on your players. We would like for you to teach life lessons with your players. They are going to be in situations where they are going to have a call that goes against them, or they're going to have a situation that they do not like in life. How do we move on from that? And we would ask for you to help instill that value in them. Along with players' game conduct and your game conduct, we are going to ask for your help with parents' game conduct. Parents are there to cheer their team on, to root for the team. Parents are not there to make negative comments to the officials against the other team. We ask for your help with this. At the beginning of this video, we talked about good communication. During your good communication, please let your parents know that if somebody needs to talk to the official, that's going to be you, to let you handle that situation. If a negative situation comes up and a player or a parent is being negative towards officials or other players, we're going to ask for your help with this. If that conduct happens and doesn't stop, your team could get a technical foul for your parents. Hopefully with good communication and your parents understanding why we're there, that is not going to happen.
The next thing we want to address is just some technical things on the website and how to get information for you and your parents. So again, you're going to go to USD231.com, and in the upper toolbar, you're going to click on GEYCP. Once on to the GEYCP website, you're going to click on Menu. And then you're going to click on 2019-2020 Building Blazers Basketball League information. On this page, this is going to tell you probably the number one thing is signing up for text communication. So when you click on sign up for text communication, all you have to do is put your first and last name and your email address, and then you're going to get alerts from us. Text alerts, you put your cell phone number and you hit submit. That's all they have to do. That allows you to text your team through your team site on Team Sideline, and everybody should be able to email through your team site on Team Sideline. In order to text, they have to do this. If they don't, you're not going to be able to do texting with all of your players. The next thing I want to talk about is how you find schedules and locations. So basketball practice and game schedules. This is going to take you to our Team Sideline page of schedules. So you have 5-6 boys, 5-6 girls, 3-4 boys, 3-4 girls. So when you are entered in to one of them, you have access to see standings, practice times, and also locations, which it gives you also the location address. Next, uniforms. Uniform colors have been sent out to everybody. Our uniforms will be arriving prior to the first games on January 11th. They will be in during that week. Once they are in and sorted, we will be communicating with you on how to either pick them up or they will be at your practice. We haven't decided. It depends on when they arrive. Also, coaches' shirts are on their way and will also be in around that time as well, to where we will give you a coach's shirt basically saying, hey, wear this with pride and thank you for coaching. Another thing that I would like to discuss with you is our team store. Our team store can be found also in our little league information. Our team store, you can purchase Under Armour shorts that match the uniforms, socks, and also some GEYCP basketball apparel. The store is going to close on December 19th, and that will ensure us to get these prior to the first game, barring any holiday deliveries, weather, whatever it may be. But they are supposed to arrive before our first game. On our team store, you can find that we have a mixture of things. Please read carefully on the sizing, youth, and adult. And also you can view the different sizes and different color options. Scarlet is red. Scarlet is red. Another thing is with our USD 231 app on your phone, which you can find in the App Store, you can allow push notifications. That will be another way that we will push out notifications. It's very simple. Once you download it, you go into the settings, turn on notifications for GEYCP, and you hit save. I can send out an email with a video on how to do so. that will be attached. If you have any questions about this coaches meeting or about anything in the upcoming season, please email us, or below in this Google form, you will have a chance to type any questions that you have, and we will get them answered for you. Thanks a lot. We are looking forward to a great season. And again, please, communication is key. If you have any questions, please let us know. Looking forward to a great season.